Thank you. Welcome to our Gemara slash halacha shir, mainly Gemara. Getting ready for Pesach. Today we're going to learn Be'ezras Hashem about what happens if you leave home before Pesach. And actually, as I was preparing the shir, I realized here's a real interesting halachic question over here. Apparently, my son called me a few days ago, and he said that he knows of a guy who's is going on vacation before Pesach and coming back home before Pesach. Yeah. They're going to Europe for, I don't know, a few days, a week, and they'll be back before Pesach. Apparently, there is a halachic question there too, believe it or not. Stay with us to get to know more. Yeah, it's very interesting. When you go out of your house, when you leave home before Pesach, you're on a vacation. Some people do that. They want to give the kids some incentive. If we finish 5 days, 4 days before Pesach, we'll go on a mega trip to wherever, I don't know, West Coast. So that's interesting because there is actually, I'm not saying it's not allowed, but there is a halachic issue there, possibly. This year, like all other shiur, are leading my father, Menachem ben Akiva, and this month we're learning for the Ilun Neshama of Tzvi Hirsch ben Shalom. Amar Vidam Arav. Yeah, Amar Vidam Arav. Hamefaresh or Hamefares Vayoitze b'shayoro. A person who's leaving, either he is sailing by boat or he's going, in a caravan of camels. Nowadays there'll be, a plane ride, but he's intending on going for a long time. Soon we're going to know why dafka a long time. He's leaving home for a long time. Now, Kodim Shloshim Yom Ein Zokuk Levayu. If he left home earlier than 30 days before Pesach, he left home before Purim, earlier than 30 days before Pesach, he doesn't have to be Mevayer. Sounds like you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do bir, bedika, bitul, nothing. So it seems like. If he's leaving home soon enough before Pesach, within 30 days before Pesach, then he has to take care of business and he has to do bir chometz. By the way, I'll just tell you the halacha. Even if you do bdika and biur, let's say you leave home 20 days before Pesach, you don't make the bracha. The bracha you only make on the actual night of the 14th. Abai is now going to basically qualify what we just saw, B'Shem Rav. Says Abai, that we said within 30 days he has to be Mevayer, lo emon elo shedaito lachzor. Daito lachzor, according to Rashi, means only if you know that he will be back home on Pesach, bing, in the middle of Pesach, you'll be back from your amazing, incentivizing trip with the kids. You'll be back home, middle of Pesach, to chometz dikehom. You're going to be seeing the chometz, maybe tempted to eat chas v'shalom yet. So then what? Then, of course, we say that you have to be mevayer within 30 days. Aval en daitu lachzo, en zokuk levayu. If you have no intention of coming back home, then you don't have to do the bir chometz. Yeah, in other words, if you know that you'll be out of your house on Pesach, the entire Pesach you'll be absent, you won't be home, then even if you left home within 30 days, then you don't have to be mevar because what you don't see doesn't hurt you, kind of idea, which we have to understand, of course. You'll be out of the house the whole of Pesach, even though you left within 30 days, it's still okay. That's what the Bible says. I'll just tell you now to relieve you of your agony. What's this 30 days business? 30 days, we'll see later, as we all know, is the period of time in which you have to learn the halachas of Pesach. You have to start learning Hilchas Pesach on Purim. The Reb Chaim Kanievsky on the Sudas Purim, he would always make a point of starting to learn Hilchas Pesach because to show everyone and himself, now was 30 days before Pesach. Now, it's not only about learning, as the Chok Yankov and a lot of Sforim say that when you 30 days before Pesach is when the chiyuv bedika, the chiyuv of taking care of your chometz starts already then. You obviously, hopefully, only carry out the chiyuv, you actualize it the night before Leila Seder. But to have it in your mind and take care of it, during to know, be aware, I may have chometz in the house. I gotta clean, I gotta be boidek, mevayer, get rid of it. That halakhic mindset starts 30 days before Pesach. Amar Rava is now challenging Abaye, and he says, "What do you mean? If he wants to come back home and he will actually be inside his house, chometz dike house, Rosh Hashanah Nami, who cares what it's 30, which 30 days of what are you talking about? What do you mean? It's very nice to say, mindset, this, what do you mean? You're going to be in a chometz dike home on Pesach? What's going on? Even if you left home from Rosh Hashanah over a year and half a year ago, you still have to check and make sure you don't have chometz with you in your house on Pesach. Elo merove. Oh, Rove is going to be the maskana, and then we're going to look at the Ran and other Rishonim. Elo merove, says Rove. Rav is giving a different pshat to Rav. Hada amart kodim shloshim yom ein zokuk levayer. Rav is qualifying not the part of within 30 days. Rav is qualifying the part with before 30 days. Hada amart kodim shloshim yom ein zokuk levayer. The cooler part, the lenient part of not taking care of business because the guy left home before 30 days before the 30 before Purim. That kula is only true la'amaron el shen daito lachzor, which means, according to Rashi, what does that mean? If I left early enough, when did I leave? 30 days before 30 days before Pesach. So my chiyuv gavra, my own chiyuv of having to check, kind of, I avoided it. And the other side of the story, when will I be back home? After Pesach. So the chometz and I will never coincide and coexist. Then it's okay. Then it's fine. But if the guy knows that his intention, his idea, his plan is to go back when on Pesach, middle of Chol HaMoed at some point, you have to be involved even from Rosh Hashanah. So let's summarize what Rova says, and that's the halacha. By the way, all I said now is only according to Rashi. The Rambam has a different shot. So let's summarize according to Rashi. Then we'll read a bit more of the Gemara. Then we'll read the Ran, and we'll all, Be'ezus Hashem, be better Jews and more informed. According to Rashi, the story is as follows: within 30 days of Pesach, you have your own chiyuv bedikas. So I don't care if you'll be home for Pesach or not. You have to be bedikas. And as we all know, and that's actually the question in the sugya, even if you're not around, Pesach is Pesach, right? We all know that if you live in Tel Aviv and you have a bakery in Brazil, you have to take care of business, send people over there to check. I don't know the time difference, but at some point you're over. So that's time difficult. We're going to deal with that, I promise. But Be'etzem, he's saying within 30 days, you got to lie there and crawl on all four with a candle and do the bir chometz within 30 days.
Or you can send a shona, right?
Of course, you can send a shliach. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about a case where there is no shliach. I thank you for the ha'ara, for the comment. It's true. You can send a shliach. We're talking here. Let's say there is no shliach. Now, however, this is the interesting part. If you left home before the chiyuv was created, and you will never be back home till after Pesach, you kind of bridge over Pesach. I left before 30 days. I left very early, and I'm coming back very late, and I avoided Pesach at home. I don't have to be mevayer, and that needs understanding. Why? Why not? What do you mean, right? Yeah. And according to Rashi, I'll tell you the really, really bad news. When you see Rashi, we don't use Rashi so much in the shir, but Lemaise, Rashi does say that the problem of coming home in the middle is because you will not be able to be mevayer. Sounds from Rashi that really what? That we're not talking about a guy who was mevatel. Sorry, mevatel. Can be mevatel on Pesach. Too late to mevatel on Pesach, right? 1 second, please. Yeah. Sorry for the little hiatus. Now, basically, good. So that we have to understand. If you're not mevatel and not mevayer, who cares you're not home for Pesach? So that we're going to explain soon, but let's continue into the next piece of Gemara, and then we'll explain. Yeah? That's the Rove L'Taime. Rove, the author of this Chiddush, is following his own reasoning. The Omar Rove. Rove says, regarding a different halacha, a person basically made his house into a granary or into storage room. Yeah, he filled in the floor. Yeah, in other words, the whole area is full of whatever wheat, non-chometz dika wheat, or what it could be. Of course. Yeah, wheat is not chometz if it's not wet. Why not? Of course. Nobody
Yeah,
made it into
yeah, yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say he made his house into an oitzel. So the chometz on the floor is well covered and not really reachable, right? And he's not intending on uncovering it. So now that is a certain kula there, because if b'di'eved, and we're going to learn it later, chometz shenaflo olav mapoilis, this is not inside the Gemara, I'm just telling you outside information. If you have, let's say, chas v'sholem, a whole a missile falling from Yemen on someone's house, those of us living in Eretz Yisrael or living by Nissim, Baruch Hashem, let's say the house collapsed and there's chometz under the debris, the whatever, the stones. So then Ikar Adin, if it's three tfachim, if it's over three tfachim, you don't always have to clear it to be mevatel, and that's enough. Or that you do need to do bitul.
We're
Yeah,
talking about a
of
debris on
stones.
top of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, on
Okay.
top of
Okay.
it. I'm not saying it's always
Right.
true.
Right.
It
Yeah.
depends on all kinds of conditions, but conceptually, it's called tomun. You're not supposed to do bimatmin. If it's b'di'evet tomun, then bitul is enough. You don't have to dafka
But
uncover it.
nobody's going to go dig into it to try to get their hand.
We assume right,
Yeah.
especially there are different cases. Sometimes are scorpions and snakes, and that's why all kinds of. I'm talking conceptually now. Oh, which means if the person created a matzav in which the chometz is well covered and sunk under all this oitzor, so since that happened before 30 days before, you don't have to be mevayer. Why? You managed to circumvent and basically not come to a situation of being chayiv bebiur. Yeah, because my house, my chometz is so covered, doesn't need biur. Toch 30 yom zokuk levayer. Within 30 days, you do need to be mevayer. Why? Why do you need to be mevar within 30 days? Because that's too late. Because Torch Shloshim Yom, you have a chiyuv bedika. And what we said before now is not true. Meaning, if 30 days already arrived, you as a person have a chiyuv gavra, you have now, since Purim came and the chometz is uncovered, you have to deal with the chometz halachically. And the halachic way to deal with the chometz is search for it and burn it. Eat it, burn it, whatever, right? There's no other way because it's too late. You didn't manage to avoid, not becoming chayiv. Some people like birkas koyanim. Some koyanim don't give birkas koyanim for whichever reason. They leave shul before the bracha, before ritzei. But once you're in shul and it's ritzei, you mechuyev to duchen. Get what I'm saying? One second. Yeah. The kodim shloshim nami lo amar lo shendato lifnoisoi. Kodim shloshim also is only true that you can actually let it stay that way, covered with you not having to do the bedika because it's too early and 30 days didn't yet arrive with your chiyuv bedika. That's only true if you have no intention of uncovering it on Pesach. אבל דעתו לפנויסה, קודם 30 יום, נמי דקוק לביל, full stop, which means if it is something you know you'll be mefanen. Let's say you know that you, the contractor, and your son-in-law and your shvig, whoever, you're all going to come and be mefanen. Your intention is to clear out the debris, clear out the chitim, sorim, whatever you have over there, the shoe boxes, whatever you store there. If your idea is to clear it out on Pesach, hey, it doesn't help. Yeah, seemingly is coming back home on Pesach doesn't help. It's too late. Yes. What are you
My
saying?
question is, it talks about 30 days. Is there a reason why the lesson would say like from Purim? I'm just kind of.
Soon we're going to see 30 days.
Okay.
That will be the next sugya.
Okay.
That will be the next sugya. Now you came just on time. Yeah, very good, David. Now we're going to see the Ran. The Ran will shed a light on this whole business and tell us why. What's the kula over here, right? What's the kula? Yeah, to all of a sudden allow chometz on Pesach just because I'm not home. What do you mean? You didn't sell it to a goy. From Rashi, it's mashma. There's no bitul. That's bad news. So how can you have chometz in your house? Yeah. Zog, I'm starting from the end. The Ran, the Gersina Yerushalmi. The Ran brings first of all the Rambam, which is a whole different shita, which I did not yet say. But first of all, we're going to try and understand Rashi. Says the Ran, the Gersina Yerushalmi. Ubesofek. One word answers all the questions. We're not talking about a guy who knows that he has whiskey and pasta and macaroni and pepperoni pizza and whatever. No, he doesn't know. It's a big suffix. In other words, out of suffix shokul, or he assumes that there isn't. He really, really does know. It's an office, storage room. Yeah, not everyone munches in their office, right? He's an office and he's an Atkins diet, whatever. So, yeah, he doesn't know there's chometz, right? So then, matzav of a suffix, if it's within 30 days, kam rabbanon, or I'm not going now to go into the rest of whether there was or there wasn't, no, bitul, that could work even without bitul. Because I don't know b'chlal that there's chometz over there. It's not muchzak. Normally, when you buy a house, it's muchzak to have chometz. What did we say in the first Mishnah? You have kids, grandchildren, they put chometz in the most unbelievable places, right? They're very creative, right? In the doll's house, in the cabinet of the, I don't know, the badger, I don't know, chometz, right? And therefore you have to check. But if there's a real suffix, I really don't know if there's chometz or not, then the chiyuv is one level less. So now, if it is within 30 days, yeah, that's it. As we said, b'shem nachroinim, choy b'sbiu chal olov. Use the gavre, the chiyuv, to check whether the suffix, make sure that there is no suffix, that there is no chometz, right? Within 30 days. Earlier than 30 days, if it's just the suffix, I have no reason to dafka think there's chometz, as long as I'm not going to be home and my chiyuv gavra didn't yet start because I left home before 30 days before that, then I'm not mechuyev to check. And continues the Ran, b'shem Yerushalmi, that's Yerushalmi. Aval vadai, if you know that you have chometz there, let's say the guy knows he left home before Purim, right? And he knows it's a regular, nice Jewish home. Yeah, he has pizza in the freezer, and he has knedlach and kreplach, and who knows what else, right? And wafers and. Aval vadai afilu merosh Hashanah. Even from Rosh Hashanah, you have to do the bedikas chometz. Kloimer, dechiyam rinan kodem lepesach shloshim yom ein zokuk levar. Animal besofik. He's just telling you what I told you. Besofik, yes, no, maybe so. 30 days earlier than 30 days, I, as a guy, don't have to worry about it. Yeah, the halacha has its gdorim. Kloimer she'en shem chometz yadua. That's what it means. I don't know that there's a chometz there. Aval yesh shem chometz yadua bevadei fil Rosh Hashanah zokuk levar. That could work very well with lichoyer as an answer. In other words, and that sounds like even though there's no bitul, yes. However, says the Ran is going to dampen down our simcha. From our Gemara, it doesn't sound like that. Why? Which means, says Ran, no. The Lashon of the Gemara, Yechaptit, is not livdoik. Livdoik means check yes or no. The Gemara says you don't have to be mevair. Mevair relates to an existing chometz, to a for sure chometz, right? Bir means I know it's there. Do I or don't I have to burn it? And the Gemara is telling us 30 days before Pesach you don't have to burn it. So there Yerushalmi is very good to talk about Safek, but it's not our Gemara. So our Gemara seems to yes be talking about biur. Biur means I know. Look, there's bread over here, whiskey over there, wafers over there, and pizza dorten. Yeah, and yet we say don't be mevar. What's going on over here? Says the Ran, they made it like chometz noflal of mapoiles. The sagile bebitul bealma. Unlike Rashi, and Chinami, the Ran says no. We're talking here about a chometz that's known. But in Chinami, there is a concept called baliroy, which means chometz that's hidden under 3 tefachim, and I am away from it, either because the chometz is hidden and was hidden there before my chiyuv bedikas started, of 30 days before Pesach. It's either the chometz has disappeared from my radar, from my existence, from my reality, before my personal chiyuv on Purim started. Yeah? And therefore, if it's hidden 3 tefachim under, you say 6 feet under, 5 feet under, that's 3 tefachim under. Yeah, then same thing, if I'm away from Pesach, from home, the whole of Pesach, instead of the chometz hiding from me, I'm hiding from the chometz. I ran away to a hotel in Acapulco, as they do, to Cancun, as some people do, right? And I went away from the chometz. So unless I'm there already by the time of the chiyuv gavre, that I have to check 30 days before, I left before Purim, Mitzidi, my chiyuv gavre didn't start. I have chometz at home. No, if I'm not there, I'm not chayev. However, I have to do bitul. Bebitul be'almastagi, which means, of course, as we said, if you have your factory in Brazil and you live in a Bnei Brak, then of course it's a problem. Avada, that's baliroy balimotze. But sometimes bitul, which is the oraisa, is enough. And Chachamim did not apply their din derabanan of bedika in those conditions. That's wrong. So let's summarize. How come you can leave home early enough and just go fancy free? I'm starting his cruise vacation 30 days before Pesach and not being home for the entire Pesach and everything is good. I don't have to sell it. I don't have to sell it to a guy. Yeah, I don't have to start, selling to the Rav, stand in line for 2 hours. Yeah, I don't have to do that. When is that? Either when it's only ein shom chometz yadua, there's no known chometz there, right? So my chiyuv did not start because I left. I jumped off the boat early enough before 3 days. I don't have chiyuv gavra myself. Yeah. And the chometz itself, what about it? It's a big suffix if there's bechlal any chometz there. Not known chometz. It's an office, a car you keep very clean. Maybe somebody put away for that. That much I don't have to be choshesh if it will not be inside the car or I will not be inside the house for the entire Pesach. That's answer number one. And then I don't even have to be mevatel. However, the second answer says no. You have to be mevatel. Now, once you're mevatel, we can sigh of relief. Why? Because it's only the Rabbanon bedika. Chachamim did not instigate the idea of bedika, the situation of either the chometz is hidden or I'm hidden, unless I'm there within 30 days before Pesach. Then I do have a chiyuv to unearth it up to a point. Not always, by the way, but then I have to, yes, do the bedika. Yeah, because either I'll be there with the chometz or the chometz will be there with me. Then, if it within 30 days, I have to do the chiyuv b'dika besides bitul. But if I left early enough and I'm hiding, meaning I'm away, or the chometz is hiding, the chometz is 5 feet under or 3 tefachim under, then we say what? Then we say that you don't have to be boidik, it's enough to be mevatel. Ad kana kof aleph. The Rambam is a whole different shot, and the Rambam, I wish I had it inside. I don't have to. I don't want to start bothering people with moving too many screens. But the Rambam passes a whole different shot. The Rambam says as well. Rambam says, Perek Beis Loch Yutes. Yeah, I'll try and yes have it here. The Rambam says as well. We're talking here about a guy who's coming home before Pesach. That's his plan. Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Which means that guy I told you about the beginning of Shir. Sorry for my yeah. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry. Let's say, listen to this. Coming back doesn't mean on Pesach, means before Pesach. Wow, what does it mean? If a person is intending on leaving for a long time, he has a long journey. That's why we say Mefarish, Yotze B'Shayoro. That guy has a long cruise all the way from Israel to the Caribbean. Take weeks and weeks, as far as I know. I don't know. I'm still in 3 weeks. I don't know. Yeah, or he's going on a long journey, a long flight, business flight, surgery, chas v'shalom, whatever. And he's intending on coming back before Pesach. Then, if he leaves within 30 days before Pesach, and he's intending on coming back a day or two before Pesach, what's wrong? It's wrong. Why is it wrong? I mean, you're allowed to do it, but you have, halachically, says the Mishnah Brura, you have to do bedikas chometz before you go on your trip. Why? 1 second. Let's tell us the story of family X from Yerushalayim. There is such a family. They exist, and they are now in Europe somewhere. And now they are, let's say they're planning on coming back home a day before Pesach. And they say, all is good. What's the problem? No. Maybe the flight will be delayed. Ever heard about that? Ben Gurion closing because of a missile or a strike in the airline? That never happens. I'm talking nonsense. Just, people get stuck in airports for too long. Never happens. Why am I inventing things? I don't know. I'm too, about it, these things happen because there. So therefore, when you leave home within 30 days before Pesach, right, on your nice fancy vacation, then you should be aware that if you are thinking of coming back before Pesach, but a little bit too close for comfort before Pesach, you may miss the flight and you may be arriving just before Pesach, and then you won't have time to do the bedika. That's what the Rambam says. And Mimela, if I leave before 30 days before, I don't have to be concerned. Maybe I won't be there on time for the bedika. So if I left before Purim, then out of mind, out of sight, I don't have to be that well planned. But according to the Rambam, which the Shulchan Aruch paskins like, yeah. According to the Rambam, I mean, ask your rabbi. Next time, if you want to take a vacation not nearby, you want to take a vacation far away, especially if, cruising, schmoozing, all kinds of things, and, there could be delays. Yeah, these things happen. And you're planning of, let's say, coming back 2, 3 days before, you may end up half a day before. Then, if you left within 30 days before, you have to be responsible because your Zman Chiyuv started really as a Gavra. Mimela, now you have to do the Bedika before you leave. So that family who goes to Europe, what they should do, I'm not a Pesach halacha. There are different opinions. According to Rashi, you don't have to be concerned about that. According to the Rambam, yes, and Mishnah Berurah seems to be more machmir. We have to bring Mishnah Berurah next week. I'm not a Pesach halacha. I'm not here to be Mr. Frumi, but apparently, yes. As far as I understood from my learning of halacha, yes. If you're going on a trip and you're intending on coming back before Pesach, what? Yes, because the Rabbanon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even bitul. Bitul you can always make. You can make bitul even when they're in Hungary. Bitul can always do bitul. Yeah. hmm But still, Rabbanon's Rabbanon. Rabbanon's not a joke. No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, according to Rambam, it's such a shfar of chashash. How many times people got stuck in airports right there of Shabbos, and they're stuck in Greece or something? Okay, I'm not saying, I'm saying, Eskarov, that's all I'm saying. Ella, what do you have to do? You have to do bedikas chometz before, just to play it safe. You have to do bedikas chometz before they board the plane to wherever they go to, I don't know, Prague or London or wherever. So again, I don't know, maybe European trip is short. The Mishnah Berurah says there are no hard and fast rules because depends how short, how soon before Pesach they're intending on coming back. Also, how long the flight, or the conditions. It doesn't say flight. I'm saying, but you have to take into calculation. But sometimes, yeah, if you're intending on coming back, let's say 2 days before Pesach, maybe come one day before. After Zman, you won't have time for bdika. And therefore, you need to ask a Rav before, and you may have to do a bdika before you leave. Nothing bad. Just make sure the house is clean, and you bdikas chometz the night before you board the plane to your fancy vacation with your kids. You're very patient with me. What's your question, Jason?
Was it coming back, before the first day of Pesach or during the Chag itself during Kol?
Clearly, according to the other Shita, there's a problem even if you intend on coming back before, let alone if you want to come back in the middle. Avada, it's bad news. According to Rashi, you don't have to be concerned about coming back before. According to Rashi, if you're intending on coming back before, you're okay. We're not concerned. Maybe something will happen. According to the Rambam, you should be concerned. Mishnah Berurah Shulchan Aruch brings down both opinions. Okay. Now yeah. I wanted. And I'm not the Pesach, but so, I don't know. I think I don't remember. I think so. Um. Okay. By the way, I also want to remind you that I sent you the email this day, Chemed. I don't know if you're going to it or not. Maybe yes, before we start the new sugya. Yeah, we don't have much time, but I'll just tell our viewers, whoever was not here yesterday, we learned the sugya of what? A goy shechometz in a Jewish home. Yeah? Tzelem behichel. Yeah, you have a goy shechometz in a Jewish home, and let's say there was a situation, and that can happen today. Yeah, your next door neighbor, you want to be very friendly. It's a new Jewish community in New Jersey. They're trying to be very, very nice to the Goyish neighbors, so they shouldn't think that the Jews are taking over, v'chule v'chule. Shouldn't start singing their free, whatever, yeah. So the Jew wants to be very nice, and Mackenzie, the nice neighbor, gave him some whiskey and cookies or whatever to look after, yeah, when? Before Pesach. Happens to be 2, 3 weeks before Pesach. Unfortunately, the Jew accepted the chrayas, boom, and Mackenzie is nowhere to be seen. He's stuck, right? If the Yid took a chrayas over Goy Chometz, it's bad news because now the Yid is called Bali Motzi. It's Motzi to him as an Achroi, as a Shomer, right? The Yid is now in charge. What shall he do? So it says you have to be Mevayer. What do you mean Mevayer? Flush Mackenzie's whiskey, excuse my language, down the drain? Yeah? Or burn the cookies that belong to Mackenzie. Is going to be fuming with anger. So what? Offer him money. I should offer money anyways because I'm Achroi, I'm a Shomer. So one solution, according to the Sdei Chemed, is that you may, and the Sdei Chemed is right here on the screen, and I sent it to you guys. And the Sdei Chemed says, yes, it brings down two reasons why you are able to be mevatel the chometz of the goy. And of course, the question of many other Achronim is, what do you mean? It's not your chometz to be mevatel. You can mevatel your own chometz. I can say my whiskey with all the years Shemaim. I hate whiskey anyways. And the blinches, that's a big nisayin. I'm mevatel all the blinches, all the whiskey. I'm mevatel. But how can you do that on other people's chometz, right? Says the Sdei Chemed two things. I'll read in short. So it brings down from the Makor Chaim. The Sdei Chemed lived not that long ago, about 150 years ago. Was Nifter, early 20th century. Yep, lived in the Crimea, the peninsula, their political area nowadays. Yeah, Ukraine and Russia. So he was the Rav of that peninsula, of that area in Ukraine slash Russia. So says the Sdei Chemed, Rav Chizkiah Medini, chometz shel nochi shekibel avachas yochel levatel. Why? The keven shu zokuk levaer al ovod mi be'olov u'mikol odom. That chometz is an isra no. Of course, the goy doesn't have to keep halacha, but as much as you're putting me, the yid, in the story, chometz, yeah, right before Pesach, a second or 3 seconds before Pesach, can I take someone else's chometz and eat it? Yes. Yochel iskas boy. Why? Because it doesn't belong to another yid, because isra no doesn't belong to anybody. That's what he says. In other words, since the chometz is anyhow something which is about to be kafir de'ara, halachically the chometz, it's only going to be mine to be over on. But chometz in Pesach is worth 0. Even it belongs to a goy, but as much as you put me in the picture, my part of it is 0, so I can be mevatel. I could go ahead and eat it too, and not over gzela, if just before it becomes this or no. So I don't know la'aloch l'maisa, but that's what he's saying. I can be zoiche. So too, it can be mevatel. That's answer number 1. Answer number 2, shut im Rabina lagon mo'aram oirbach. I think is an answer to Rabbi Shlomo Zalman. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe other people know better than me. I'm sure that basically im Rabina from Ish Yerushalayim. Yeah, he says a different reason. Bitul mehani of lechomet she'en shaloi. Second reason why. L'fima shkosva kadmoinim de oine over bali roe el kshemachzik lechometz keshaloi. Bali roe means, yeah, don't see it and don't hold it as if it's yours. That's why bitul helps. When I'm mevatel even my chometz, my own chometz, I'm mevatel. I don't want it. Not interested in it. I'm not possessive over it. I'm not machzik it. I'm not holding on to it. Take it. That's why it's a shaila. How honest are you with the bittul? Let's say here Shemaim Yid. I'm sure many here Shemaim Yidin will say for sure. Take my chometz, all my whiskey, all my blintzes, all my pizza, all my whatever, the bread. Take it. I don't be over Bali Ryan. And therefore, v'lachem kshabitloi, when he's mevatel, even the goyish chometz, shemegale da'at she'en machzikoi kishaloi. I'm not holding it anymore as mine or as a shomer. I guess he means to say, Akilu gave up on the shmira. In other words, just like what does bittul mean when chometz is mine? A lot of cynics would say, you're making funny statements. No, I really mean with all my heart that chometz I'm mevatel. I don't want it to be mine. I don't care about it. I'm not being possessive over it. So too, the chometz belongs to Mackenzie, but I am the one who's shomer on it. That's where I'm involved. I don't want that involvement anymore. Even though I didn't talk to him and didn't break the contract with him, yeah, but Lemaise, I am not interested in this being here. I wish it wasn't here. I don't want it here. It's like a psikresha headache. Not interested. So they're not interested as far as I'm part. It's true that the chometz is not really, really mine. It belongs to him. But my part in it is what you want to be mechayev me. My part, I'm giving up on. I'm disowning my connection to that. That should work even if it belongs to the guy. Make up your mind. How can it belongs to the guy? It belongs to the guy. So why am I me? So what do you want from my life, right? The Torah does say that I have an issue if I'm shomer his chometz. That's some kind of percentage, some dividend, something over here. That's something I don't want. That's something that I'm mevatel. That chelik I have in that shaykhs, that connection. That's exactly what I'm mevatel. And I'm saying, as they say in Hebrew, the kids say, shovrim et hakelim, that's it, all broken. Kach nirali. That seems to be too good for us to accept. Of course, it's a machlokes. Yeah. Allah Chalamayis said, the Mishnah says, if you have a goy shechometz in your house, what shall you do? Be matkid it to another goy, And also, to play it safe, sell the area where the Goshen chometz is, yeah, concentrate it to one place and sell that actual room to another good. So then you're safe.
It's like almost like a siluk. He's being
It's a siluk. I like the word. Yeah, siluk. Right. As I'm mistalik, even if I'm not completely choshen mishpat mistalik from shmira, but orachai man, I don't. As far as this is something that's bothering me here. I don't want that goshen chometz in the house. It's here. My hands are tied, but I really don't want it. That not wanting, however you define it, is good enough for non-Jewish chometz as well. Sorry, Chiyun, but we can understand some svar here. Yeah. What? שמה, מה מכירת חמץ? Weiter. At this happy moment, we have to finish the year. We'll just get into your question now. We're just going to touch upon the new sugya. Still, Mishnah Berurah, please bring on Sundays in case we want to just mention stuff from before. The Gemara has a question. 3 lines from the bottom of the page, Daf Vav Amud Aleph. Hani shloshim yom mai avidetayu. What's his business with the 30 days? Who told you that 30 days before Pesach is the time in which a person has to worry and be concerned and preoccupied with chometz, and he can't just say, I'm leaving, I'm just being mevatel, according to the stranger's opinion. I'm going to be mevatel, no bedikas, no beer, I'm not, what you don't see doesn't hurt you. 30 days. How do you know 30 days is the cutoff point? Who told you 30 days? It's not about Purim, Jason, no. Because as we're going to see, it's not because of Purim. Happens to be Purim of Yerushalayim is 30 days before, but it's not conceptual because of Purim. And the answer is, Kiritania, Shali v'doshin b'ilchas Pesach, kodem Pesach shloshim yoim. 30 days before Pesach, yeah, even before Purim was ever invented, 30 days before Pesach, you have to start bisholin v'doshin, which means if you ask what's shoyalin, if you ask your Rav a question about Pesach on Purim, any within 30 days before Pesach, it's not considered to be out of place question. It's considered to be a relevant question, and the Rav should answer you. Because halacha says, let's say there are 2 questions coming to a Rav, one relevant and one theoretical irrelevant. You answer the relevant one first. Questions to do with Pesach 30 days before Pesach are relevant. You're not considered some crazy frumy OCD. No, 30 days before Pesach, you should be concerned about Pesach. Both mitzad learning and teaching Pesach, the drosha and the shados tshuvas, and also mitzad cleaning the house and making sure there's no chometz. Abishim Gamliel says no, only 2 weeks before Pesach. Why? We're going to see later. The Rambam says 30 days, and Oshbag says 2 weeks before Pesach is when you should take care of your Pesach issues. Thank you very much. Stay with us for on Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Let's see how far we can go giving shirim until Pesach. You guys let me know. I can go all the way till Pesach. Atzlacha uvracha, thank you, and thank you so much for any times. Everybody who was there and everybody who participates in shirim. Thank you for everybody who comes in. Ma'am lezer mad b'chemesh. Atzlacha uvracha and a v'kosher and Pesach. Enjoy the